Hello, everybody, to another Halloween pick, and I figured I'd pick Scooby Doo on Zombie Island, the first ever Scooby Doo movie that was ever made. It's not a theatrical film. None of these movies were theatrical. This was direct to TV originally, I think.
And we're trying to forget that the live action movies existed, by the way.
Hey,
Sorry.
hey,
They
hey, hey, hey,
exist.
hey, 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 hey.
Fun fact:
Scooby
James
Doo,
Gunn directed one of
hey,
those.
hey, Scooby. Well, actually, James Gunn was on board for both of them, but Scooby Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed is awesome. I will still hold on that.
Anyway, this one instead is Zombie Island. Continue, Pedro.
The first animated film. This was basically the first ever. If I remember correctly, this one was direct to TV, and only then it was released on VHS and later DVD. It kind of serves as how should I put this? It kind of feels like a sort of deconstruction of the typical tropes that it's, but while at the same time embracing the identity of the series in general. So it's such a one that I grew up with, so I figured I'd pick this one. So basically, everybody start your copy right before the the shot of the storm. There's no logos in this movie. It just immediately starts with a storm. So basically, start at the very 0 seconds mark. You should be seeing a black screen, and right after that, storm brews. So you should be seeing something fast. So 3, 2, 1, click.
As the biggest Scooby Doo fan on this group, I'll just say right now the best way to describe this movie was, well, okay. Warner Brothers had done a lot of Warner Brothers. Well, they had a lot of their properties break out into the theatrical side of things, starting off with a movie. They had a lot of their Looney Tune stuff in there, which was more often than not compilations, except for, say, Space Jam. But with Scooby Doo, which is probably still to this day the best recognized Hanna-Barbera character, they decided to go big, and they didn't want their movie to just be one big episode. No. They went with a darker tone, and I mean, they brought in the orchestra, they brought in some new animation from a Japanese studio.
They kind of wanted to do what they did with Batman Mask of a Phantasm.
Yeah, it's kind of like this in the sense that they even brought on a Japanese animation team for this. Kind of like what Disney did for Winnie the Pooh's Greatest Adventure, which also had a way darker tone than the norm for Winnie the Pooh.
The Batman animated series related stuff was also animated by TMS from Japan.
Nah, Joe, now you got me imagining like a typical Japan kawaii song for Scooby-Doo.
Don't worry, Dwibs, there's a Hawaiian Scooby-Doo movie.
I said kawaii.
The point being is this is the movie that really started to put Scooby-Doo on the map, because the franchise did need a bit of life breathed into it.
At the time that this movie came out, the franchise was kind of becoming a bit off in terms of popularity, so this was basically an attempt to shake things up, basically.
So what better way to start off than...
with a classic situation.
Another thing that I do like as well, and when it comes to getting the animation done in Japan, is that they retained the classic art style while at the same time improving on the animation, because obviously one of the primary lesser things of the original show, because it was Hanna-Barbera, obviously the animation was pretty... How should I put this?
This is one thing I've never understood about the world of Scooby-Doo. If they're so afraid of monsters, why do they still have that monster capturing business?
Because it's one of the best ways to bring in money.
It's only Scooby and Shaggy that are.
But the others literally just ran off scared.
And most of the time they serve as the bait.
It's because Scooby and Shaggy are the most... Well, also it's because Scooby and Shaggy are recognized as the most athletic of the group, for obvious reasons. Speaking of which, what better way to start off this movie than with the classic song, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? God, the song needs to come back.
In here, Scooby-Doo is voiced by Scott Innes. And Billy West plays Shaggy. If I remember correctly, Billy West is still playing Shaggy to this day, isn't he?
No. Matthew Lillard is the current voice of Shaggy.
Yeah, the same actor from the live-action show.
And you know what, to be fair,
Matthew
Lillard is definitely my favorite Shaggy, aside from Casey Kasem, who long ago left because he kind of wanted Shaggy to be a vegetarian, but when later iterations didn't do that. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. A Man in a Mask.
It's kind of ironic because Frank Welker originally voiced Scooby-Doo and later returned to voice Scooby-Doo.
He still voices Fred.
Yeah.
Frank Welker is the hold on. There you go. We're about to get the iconic line.
Of course.
He said it! Yay! Anyway, yeah, like Teo was saying, Frank Welker was the original voice actor of Fred, and he's still voicing Fred
Sure.
to this day. He's the only. Well, Teo, you also said it as well, but regardless, the point is, Frank Welker is the only original voice actor from the original show that is still doing the character to this very day.
I know, right? So, anyway, time has passed, and the gang kind of fell out of the monster
So
capturing
basically,
business.
it's kind of an evolution similar to what the first live-action movie was trying to do.
Oh, let's
But
just
we're
say
not
this
here for
does it
that.
way better. Okay.
Exactly.
I love those cheese fests.
Anyway, an interesting thing, in case it's a very recognizable show, but you have to understand also the waves for the sake of the characterization. The show was created in the 60s, the hippie era, hence why also
by
the choice of
Hanna-Barbera
clothes.
and-
But that's also the choice of clothes and kind of the personality. Verma is the nerdy chick with glasses, obviously. Daphne is the bimbo. Fred is the macho dude.
Okay, to be fair with
And
Daphne...
Shaggy is the stoner, which I relate the most to.
Oh, God. To be fair to Daphne, she was more so the damsel as opposed to being the bimbo. I mean, she could actually make some smart decisions. Though, yeah, she was admittedly the ditz sometimes. But yeah, part of the updates to the movies is that starting with the first two movies, you'll notice that the gang have different outfits, except for Shaggy, Scooby, and Velma. Fred and Velma get more updated outfits, and the Mystery Machine also gets, changed into more of a modern vehicle to show the passage of time. Admittedly, they did change back eventually, but they managed to update their original looks into a way that did fit in with the newer stuff.
So Scooby-Doo has become a drug-sniffing
Dog.
airport dog.
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo found cocaine.
I'm sorry. It's stupid, but I can't not laugh at that.
Well, I mean, what other jobs could they think of, like, to give a dog, I mean, I can't see Scooby being a very useful guide dog.
So to be fair, smuggling in certain foods can be illegal, so yeah, it's just
It
a
truly
job.
is, because it can be poisoned. Oh, of course.
You have to take it to customs. You can't eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have declared it at the gate.
Well, I don't think you can really bring dairy in.
So Velma instead obviously has opened a library, of course.
So Velma here is voiced by Betty Jean Ward. Well, in this movie anyway. I don't know if she's the current voice actress. Yeah, you may remember B.J. Ward as being the creator and star of stand-up opera musical one-woman show. She's also a licensed aviator, fun fact.
Huh.
And
So she's like John Travolta then in a way.
Whereas Daphne is voiced by Mary Kay Bergman.
from South Park, of all things.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. She said it too.
So yeah, the gang is feeling a bit down in the dumps because ever since they've went their separate ways, they kind of miss the good old days. So basically, this is kind of a reflection of the fan base at this point when this movie was made.
I mean,
Kinda,
yeah. Which, yeah, like Shuri mentions, the first...
Don't get wrong, Scooby-Doo is still a very important franchise, but just like things like Garfield will probably never see Twilight to it. But by the time of this movie, things had calmed down a lot still.
Yeah.
It helps the fact that the franchise treats, aside from its specific shows, it treats itself as a big anthology. Only occasionally it has continuity, like in this movie.
Oh, they're fired.
I get
Yes.
cartoon logic, but how are
Oh,
Scooby
no,
and Shaggy
I love
still
the way
alive?
he answers the phone here.
Okay.
Like hello.
Like hello.
I have to say that Billy West does a great job of impersonating the original voice actor.
Oh yeah, Billy West is definitely a good actor, especially with Matt Groening's projects.
Duh.
So yeah, basically, here's the.
Oh, wait,
basic
hold
of it.
on.
Fred with oh, sorry.
Yeah, Fred is, of course, Daphne's cameraman for her show. But there's a little bit of a surprise.
Ta-da!
That gay... Happy birthday!
Yep.
How do you forget your own birthday? That's,
You'd
You're a
be
very busy
surprised,
person.
Wibbs. Oh, yes, it will be. And then
More
some.
than you can imagine, sweetie.
I'll be right back.
So, yeah. The thing about Scooby-Doo is that it was remarkable for its time back in the day that it was one of the first shows that didn't get axed off in its original dates because it actually managed to be popular enough to reach, being made to 100 episodes. Since back in the day, if your show didn't sell toys, you were likely going to get pulled or whatnot. That is until DuckTales revolutionized the market in that regard.
Yeah.
So yeah, Scooby-Doo is remarkable in that it is definitely, without question, Hanna-Barbera's most popular and successful franchise, which is why it was such a shock when it was starting to go, I don't want to say downhill, but it was kind of going out
Well, that's
quietly.
the thing, Jov. The 70s were not merciful as a time period, and as a result, Hanna-Barbera also tried to do a lot of Scooby-Doo clones in that time,
I
including
know,
one
right?
with Fonzie. Loki.
Nothing like out-of-date dog treats.
Okay, so bringing with us
Yes.
for Scooby-Doo, okay, well, another thing the Scooby-Doo franchise is known for is having songs in its episode, and the movies are no exception.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the first original song. The ghost is here. The basic premise of the song is that the ghost is here. By the way, it's fake.
Yep.
Yep.
Of course.
Essentially,
Gotta need a
The basic
montage.
plot. We haven't actually talked about the plot. Basically, the plot of this movie is that Daphne, her show, wants to find a natural, real, live ghost, and no fakes, no guys in masks, no holograms, no magnets, no any of that shit. A real, supernatural phenomenon.
easier
So
said than
let's-
done.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. However,
mean,
might as well.
God.
As
I
you
mean,
can this
For all their
movie
life,
is
they
called-
found only people in masks, so might as well keep going, I guess.
I think one thing that is interesting is that it also does touch on the base of when
Ew.
things maybe grow a bit too old or stale in that regard.
Mhm.
Like, I'll say right now, this movie can be surprisingly adult, and not just in the typical sense that the original show could be, because, well, that's a 60s show for you. They had plenty of blink and you'll miss some dirty jokes every now and then. Swoosh right in, anyone.
So is it real? No.
No.
So, let's go down to
Well-
good old New Orleans, everyone!
That didn't work as well as we hoped.
And enjoy the giant mosquitoes.
Hey.
Where do they have the time to make half this shit?
What, New Orleans?
No, the costumes.
Oh, Asteroid, you'd be surprised
Hold
what
on,
a
I'll
villain
explain.
will...
Hold on, I'll have this line from Velma. Hold on.
So yeah,
Hold on,
they're
hold on. Yeah.
Oh, Velma, I do love it when you're a hard ass like that.
I've heard in the new show
hi,
she's
Tara
quite
Strong.
sassy.
Oh, you mean Be Cool Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Oh, okay. I cannot recommend enough Be Cool Scooby-Doo. I myself did not like the art style of it, but the humor and the character they do bring to the characters is actually quite remarkable. Like, Daphne is actually a legit source of humor in that show.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen it too?
No, I got random compilations recommended on YouTube.
Let me guess, of Daphne.
Yeah, she's really sassy in that show.
Especially given that she's currently voiced by Grey DeLise,
Grey
Great Isle, yeah.
aka Azula from Avatar.
Joyful.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this is Lena. She's voiced by Tara Strong, and she overheard them talk about, I need a real live ghost. I actually work in the house that I work. There's actually real ghosts.
Imagine,
So-
Tara Strong in a Warner Brothers production.
Yeah,
shock.
that's what Velma's researching.
Oh yeah, speaking of Warner Brothers productions, they've released like half of Teen Titans, the original show, on
Yeah.
iTunes. They just haven't been able to buy it yet because
Nice.
Off topic.
Uh,
Anyway,
oh boy.
it's Warner Brothers related. But
Yeah, it's Warner
Jesus.
Brothers related. Oh.
Yeah.
That's
get it because Shaggy and Scooby are always eating.
well, look at it this way, dude. At least it's not as obnoxious as with Fang and Fairfence Ref.
See, Scooby and
I
Shaggy
guess, yeah.
surprisingly do get extra layers of characters to them just as opposed to eating. I especially do like the movies where we get to showcase them actually being legit brave. In fact, one of my favorite episodes is actually an episode that's brought up in a movie. One where they actually take the initiative to get a piece of paper from what they consider a bunch of zombies
So
to
much
wrap up a
accordion. I
case.
started to understand why this is also your favorite movie, Pedro.
Well, it's like I said to you, it's down in New Orleans, so
Well,
yeah,
keep in
expect
mind, it's the only
accordion.
one of the Scooby-Doo movies that I've seen, so obviously it would be my favorite. So it's not
True.
really.
Oh,
isn't
God.
it, Joe? Isn't it more jazz themed, Louisiana?
It's-
like that?
It's a combination of those things. We got accordion, we got jazz, we got... Well, yeah, pretty much accordions and jazz.
Anyway, yeah, basically, basically, Shiroi, we're going to the house of Miss Lemois, Simone Lemois, and she lives on an island called Moonscar Island.
Not foreboding at all.
Moonscar Island.
Yes.
Oh, Moonscar. I
Ah,
thought it was
yes, the
Moonscar.
Scooby snacks. Basically, folks, you probably have heard the thing about Scooby snacks. There was actually a recipe for them. People who actually made them, though, had to report they did not taste that good.
Oh.
Yikes.
Well,
So,
then again,
did they tweak the recipe?
well, think about it like this, Dwibs. Not
I think
Dwibs.
that's John DiMaggio as the film.
No, that's actually
No, it's
Jim
Jim
Cummings.
Cummings.
Oh,
It's Jim Cummings.
yeah, okay, yeah, it sounds.
Basically, Dwibs, with Scooby snacks, think a lot of 90s food products. You know, based specifically off of TV shows.
So yeah, basically, Jacques here is the ferryman. So basically, he's going to take us to the island.
You should be prepared.
Well,
Well.
I did kind of say something like that. He did say, "People go in there and don't never."
He did also say it. They want haunted. Well, they've come to the right place.
Oh, it's in here.
Oh.
We're going anyway.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. Apparently, Scooby's great with cats. Okay, sure.
Hmm.
He can when he needs to be.
All right then.
Nothing's better like gator-infested water, Louisiana.
Well, yeah, the gators be scary, but at least the music's nice.
Mm-hmm. The animation in general.
Oh,
just feels
goody,
a lot-
pirates!
You can tell. You can
Yes.
tell TMS also animated and the Batman animated series because I can clearly tell it's the same team because.
Yeah.
Like it's just like the overall movements of the characters. Like it just feels really that.
Also,
just
the
like-
contrast between the background and the moving
Yeah.
objects.
Oh boy, a catfish. Yep.
Well, call Noctis, he may be able to.
Basically, that's a catfish called Big Mona. And basically, let's just say he's the scourge of the waters. In a place with gators. Keep that in mind.
Wow.
It's basically just an excuse to have a certain other character we're gonna meet in a moment. The catfish itself doesn't really play any kind of role. Don't pay attention to it. It's just an excuse for this coming guy right now
Hello.
that you're just gonna see. Oh shit!
Oh no, alligators.
We. Oh, that's nice of you.
Dang.
Well, crap.
Well, that was
Fury.
straight up Jaws-esque.
Get it, Jaws, because they got big ones.
And now here's another character.
Crocodile Dundee, I guess.
Snake bites Scruggs, voiced by Mark Hamill.
Yep.
What a surprise, Mark Hamill voicing a crazy character.
I know, right?
So, I know
Base-
me, Jova, and Teo already saw this movie. Do it,
Yep.
Shiroi. So
Yes?
far, out of all the people we've met so far, who do you think is the bad guy?
John DiMaggio.
Wait,
John DiMaggio. John DiMaggio is not in this movie.
Jim Cummings' character. I
Oh,
believe.
sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, Jim Cummings' character?
Yeah.
You'll
What,
see.
what about you, Shiroi? What do you think?
Bit too early yet, I don't know.
We haven't met all the cast yet.
Yeah.
Basically, Snakebite Scrubs here is obsessed with catching that catfish.
Yeah, it's his Moby Dick of sorts.
From El's heart, I stab at thee.
And don't worry, there will not be a sudden change where everything becomes red.
Scooby Doo, ready for adventure.
Yeah, good point, actually. Yeah.
So he's not all bad.
I mean, just because he's always talking in that graspy voice and always saying he hates tourists, that doesn't mean he's a bad guy. Anyway,
Right.
Moonscar Island, dead ahead.
Basically, a place where pirates, Confederate soldiers, the Civil War took place. Basically, a stuff where a lot of crass stuff through history has happened.
The grumpy old guy is just misunderstood and grumpy.
Yes.
Let's see.
Especially grumpy.
Oh, here we go, Jova. BJ Ward played Velma in the Johnny Bravo crossover episode.
That doesn't surprise me, considering the time of this movie.
Unfortunately, by the time this movie was made, Don Messick, the original voice of Scooby-Doo, and think of
Wait,
it, basically
Don
he was
Messick was the original voice? Oh, wait, I thought Frank Welker was the original voice of Scooby-Doo.
No. Frank Welker was the voice of Fred. Anyway, Don Messick was the original voice. But basically, everybody, for those who don't know, John Messick was basically the Mel Blanc of Hanna-Barbera. He did a shit ton of Hanna-Barbera voices. Unfortunately, he died in the early 90s, and as a result, he couldn't be in this movie, sadly.
Great music, by the way.
Can
Oh,
I have
yeah.
time, please?
Oh,
Go
okay.
to
You mean a negative one or a
2130.
positive one?
Positive.
2130.
21.
So many cats.
Well, right now, 2104. 5.
Yeah, like I said, go to 2130.
Alright, I'm at 22 because you can't really do that on the PS4, so
Sure.
Sorry.
sure.
22. Alright.
Don't worry. It's just Scooby chasing the cats. Gee, turns out Scooby's not great with cats.
What a
Well,
surprise.
okay, he's okay with cats that aren't dicks. The problem is that these cats are dicks.
And he ruined the gardener's work. Great job, Scooby. Great job.
I spent all night.
Oh, and the cats are dicks.
That's exactly what I
Cats
said.
are dicks.
That's exactly what I said when I read. Scooby's okay with cats when they aren't dicks.
But unfortunately, the ones in this movie are dicks.
Yeah.
Alright, sure, get ready.
Right?
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Fuck you, I'm a cat. Dee, dee, dee.
Never heard of you.
Yep.
Anyways, Simone Lenoir here is voiced by Andrine Babule. Andrine Jo Babule.
I don't know what she did.
She's the voice of Catwoman from Batman the Animated Series.
Huh.
Oh,
Fitting.
Almost got it,
Quite-
I guess.
So basically, this is a Batman animated series reunion of sorts.
You know,
Kinda.
when you get down to it, Miss Lenoir does look like Selena Kyle, but aged up from the original Batman series. Oh,
Anyway, she's a rich, serious lady.
uh-huh.
Where's Louisiana exactly in the US?
Louisiana
South.
is way down south. Like, it's basically on the southern border of the United States.
Well, couldn't you get it through Jim Cummings' incredibly thick southern accent?
I don't know. I can't find my earpieces for my iPhone, so I'm reading the subtitles. I mean, I plug it into my
There you
TV,
go.
but I've already started
As
it.
long
now,
as
so-
you don't disturb too much the cats.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Listen here.
Oh!
A new gardener.
Hmm.
A new gardener, huh? Okay.
Seems like he has to put up with some shit.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Shiroi, trying to do gardening on a marshland is a pain.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Dwibs, here's basically where Louisiana is.
Alright.
Not too much, please.
Half a bottle of hot sauce.
Yes, go full overboard. I
Well,
guess.
actually, that's the thing, Shiroi. The Shaggy and Scooby's kind of arc, if you can call it that, in this movie, is that they learn to appreciate pepper. Yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
Oh boy.
Fuck it. How
You'll-
anyone can have how anyone can eat pepper or have it, the grinded equivalent? I have no
It
idea.
depends on the person.
Yeah, there are people who really love spicy.
Yeah.
I don't like pepper.
One thing about
I don't
Louisiana.
blame you, Leaves. Don't
One thing
worry.
about Louisiana, you'll definitely find some of the most spiciest spices down there.
I prefer sweet spice.
And you've doomed everyone there. You drunk all the rest of their water and all the rest of their other drinks.
So basically, after Catwoman finally pulled her final heist, I guess she retired down here.
Dude, why would the
guess.
zombies give a shit if they drink all the water in this particular
I
kitchen?
meant the people who actually live here.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay. Simone already said, that's okay. I mean, she's rich anyways. She can spare it.
I'm rich. I could probably buy the Evian water factory and fly it here
Oh.
from.
Brrrr.
Ooh.
Suddenly it's getting chilly.
She says through gritted teeth.
Oh.
Get the fuck out.
That sounds like the title to an interesting movie idea.
Oh, I get it. This is a sudden crossover with Ghostwriter.
Get
All right.
out.
So yeah, we might have just found our first ever real supernatural phenomenon.
Hmm.
Oh, so apparently they foreshadowed the Get Out movie.
Literally.
Wow,
Beware.
Huh, well that's inviting.
Wow,
Totally.
Blackbeard is aged horribly.
It's
Funny
interesting
you
say
mentioned that,
Dwebs.
Dwibs.
Yeah, funny thing you mentioned that.
After all, they did mention earlier that pirates did hang out here before.
Yep.
So either Ian, are you saying either Ian McShane or
crap.
Hugh Jackman are going to appear
Oh
in this?
boy. This line.
Oh.
Keep in mind, Velma's usually the first to debunk stuff, and she's the one admitting that there's no wires or anything.
Yeah, definitely. You were seeing other mini.
Also, skirt shot.
Oh.
Yes, those classic Hanna-Barbera jokes that they would definitely get past the radar.
One thing that I also really like is, notice how the audio clearly sounds like you're listening to a VHS when like they genuinely did a filter on the audio to make it look.
Yeah.
That's a nice touch.
It definitely helped that back in the day, VHSs were pretty much the go-to source, so yeah.
No matter the actual quality of the product, sadly.
And I don't know if it'll...
There you go,
Oh.
Dibs.
Hey, look, it's paranormal, but done better. We actually get to sing the flipping ghost.
It's not a black beard, but white beard.
Hmm.
Anyway, yeah. So let's see who this guy is. Morgan Moonscar.
Yep.
Well,
Okay,
pirates
well,
needed that kind of name.
Yay, we found our first real ghost.
Ow,
Yay.
hold on. There might still be some tricks behind it.
True. We have seen it might be a hologram projector, some kind of.
There you go.
You
Yeah,
know,
but you were mentioning it earlier, Jova. In this movie, it's Fred who's the most skeptic one.
okay, to be fair, Freddy does tend to be the skeptic as well. It's just Velma's usually the first to analyze this stuff since, her being a bookworm and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this, though. Canonically, technically, these guys have gone up against Batman supervillains, so they've seen some pretty weird stuff.
They've seen some shit, yeah.
Of
Clever.
course.
Some food to go.
That's a good way of getting it to fit.
Practical.
Speaking of analyzing, it's time for yet another Velma analyzing moment.
Of course.
Wow, Velma must have superhuman nails.
Oh! Okay.
She must eat a lot of calcium.
Okay. One thing I do love is shows that actually do pay attention to the fact that whenever someone carries all the gang when Elvis.
Maelstrom.
Okay, that's some good upper body strength to scrape through a layer of hull there.
Is it plaster or is it?
Maelstrom.
So apparently this means that the house was built with that wood.
Ghosts do tend to often be attracted to sources of their passing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, apparently. This
Oh,
house was
buried
made with the
treasure!
wood.
Buried treasure that was never found.
Oh, this one.
I mean, to his credit, that is what it kind of does go to. Anyway,
I mean, there's
He's upset.
No, it's the peppered webs.
Anyway, to address what was said about
Remember,
Velma's...
guys, in order to learn to appreciate pepper, you have to suffer through it, but the payoff will be good according to people.
It isn't.
It really depends on if you can get past the heat to the taste. Anyway, in regards to Velma's Drake, fun fact about that. In the old series, usually whenever the gang is all terrified and they need someone to carry them all out of, it's Velma always. The newest show actually did address that and shows that it's
Excuse
actually...
me, cats. No, I'm sorry. I deserve it this time.
Yeah.
Eat your own food, cats.
Leave us alone.
Shiro, does Valentine try to steal Menace food?
No. She doesn't even like her own food.
Of
So-
course.
What a shock.
She likes taking my Doritos.
Really?
Yes, she
What a
does.
specific taste.
Well, this isn't an Barbera cartoon.
Accordion.
Sorry, cats are assholes.
Yeah.
Entire
Fuck you,
pla-
cats.
entire
Oh.
plantations of pepper.
Shaggy, priorities, dude.
Not to mention, it's very risky because if those pepper actually breaks in your pockets and when you shake your hands on your face, you're gonna get some kind of. Oh,
Someone's
sorry.
gonna rub.
Now we're suddenly in the adventures of Bayou Billy. Didn't knew that.
Also, don't touch your eyes after touching the peppers. Just don't
Yeah.
do that.
I'm not wow. Scooby-Doo's starting to move animation is so fast. He can even, if it were any faster, he could run on water.
Oh, I'm
Probably.
pretty sure
It's
there are plenty of
classic.
times where they have
It's
to
a
about that.
throwback to the animation of the original show.
I've seen the original show.
Mm-hmm. The animators are clearly trying to basically
Replicate.
do what the original animators would have done if they had the budget that they had. Basically, imagine if the original show had a good budget. This is basically what it would look like.
Pretty deep hole to have dug.
Yeah, true.
If-
Oh shit!
That's why.
Hello.
Tonight's forecast, coming in for an evil gust of wind.
From Skeletor.
No, actually, straight from you don't want to know where, because this is where things go from 4 to 11. Yep, they were right next to a buried grave.
Is it like in The Shining where they're near an ancient Indian burial ground?
Oh, The Shining and then some.
Look at that, guys. It's Morgan Moonscar.
In the, partial flesh.
Bone?
In the boat. Wow,
Well, shit.
Now what?
This is the part where we jimmy up the heck out of here.
yeah, except they can't run anywhere.
Yeah. Well, at
basically,
least we can stop.
basically, Dweb's fear will make Shaggy do superhuman things.
Which is
Yes.
kind of a thing. Stress can really amp up the human body.
It's called adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the
Poor
poor Gardner.
He doesn't get paid enough.
The Gardner's voice, his name is Bo, by the way. His name is voiced by Cameron Clark.
Ah, good old Cam Clark.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there you go, Teo. Crescendo used to be a gardener once in
Cam Clark is one of those actors that from what I've seen on his interviews and resume, he really always enjoys the roles that he's given to. He's very a jolly person.
He's also Liquid Snake.
Yep.
Gotta love Scooby's impression.
Yep.
All right, let's see. And of course, now that everybody's here, the ghost suddenly doesn't show his face. Of course, fucking troll.
Bummer.
So this was released straight to VHS.
TV. It was a TV movie that was later released on home video.
Alright.
Hmm.
Guess it was on like Kids
Well,
WV.
well, remember, because it was made by TMS with the same team that animated the Batman animated series, so it makes sense it would be made with a TV budget. Kind of like Mask of the Phantasm.
Well, sorry, Daphne priorities. True, there's that, but
Sure, I guess. I mean,
Yes,
this
of
what
course,
could
that's-
possibly
gonna
go
go
wrong?
wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, there's only just no means of escape if anything bad happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Not to mention, Daphne has yet to get enough footage to prove the existence of the supernatural anyway, so we can. The whole point of us coming here was to find evidence. So
It makes
Yeah.
more sense them staying than Daniel Radcliffe's
Oh,
bird going to that
you
stupid
know,
house in The Woman in
this-
Black.
This room looks exactly like the room that Mark Wahlberg and his family stayed on in the old lady's house in The Happening.
Maybe M. Night Shyamalan.
It's uncanny how it looks exactly the same.
Hey, the
Nah,
tone of
okay,
The
that's
Happening
down.
would fit for a Scooby-Doo film.
Yeah, I can imagine the scene going.
I don't know,
"Hey,
Joe.
Western."
I think The Happening is. I think Scooby Doo is a little less ridiculous than The Happening.
True.
No,
That's
I'm
saying a
imagining
lot.
Scooby Doo taking Mark Wahlberg's place, like, oh no, Bible not.
Probably
What?
would have been more
Oh.
serious.
I have yet to see a Scooby Doo episode when they run away from wind.
Of course, yes, the same identical clothes, I'm shading.
Classic cartoon joke.
Yes. The owl is very confused.
I think
Monkey
both of
see,
them are.
monkey do.
It's okay, Teo.
Yeah,
Fortunately,
we're operating on cartoon logic, so let's be thankful to that and move on.
That's a nice Exorcist reference.
All right, Shaggy's gonna shave. There you go. Perfect. Look at that.
Oh,
What a
hello.
difference.
General Custer, what are you doing here?
Why is it that the ghosts always strike Shaggy and Scooby first? Poor guys.
They just know. They just know.
His old ascot from the original show.
Go after Fred. He's braver. Like, seriously, it's always Scooby and Shaggy who have to deal with this shit. Yeah, as you can see, Simone
Jeez.
doesn't like. As you can see, Simone is not very keen on dogs.
Maybe her cat's personality wore off on her.
Well, I used to be scared of dogs, so.
So basically, what you're telling me is that in an alternate universe, this is what you would have grown up to become.
Probably.
Yes.
A rich lady with a bazillion cats as pets.
Who hates
I
dogs.
mean, the latter could still happen. I mean,
So, Shiroi, question.
I still want the million cats.
I really do have to wonder,
Oh, and
Shiroi.
this is important here. So
Okay.
Ugh.
You.
listen here. This is important. Oh, what could it have gone? That's okay. Scooby has an alternative. There you go. Let's see.
Glasses are a pain to clean.
Yeah.
Property of Colonel Jackson T. Pettigrew. So I'm guessing that was the ghost we just saw in the mirror.
Apparently, I guess, the ancestor of Peter Pettigrew.
It turns out it was from the Confederate side of the Civil War.
Yeah. All right, dinner.
Lovely.
I wonder what's for dinner.
So, Shiroi, curious.
She's bird, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Joe is curious.
Tomato soup, I guess?
Yeah, sorry, your dog's gonna have to go to the kitchen.
Oh, makes sense.
Well,
Alright.
yeah, I agree actually. Yeah.
Yeah, my dogs do that.
My
so-
my dog usually comes whenever
Hello.
I'm eating, but my dog is very short anyway, so it doesn't matter.
My dog just kind of sits next to us, so
Go ahead, Joe.
she's quite good at not
Cool.
taking food.
So, Shiroi, curious.
Yes.
What got you to alleviate your fear of dogs?
Getting more used to being around them. Plus, I hadn't been bitten by one in years.
Oh, you got bit by one. That's what gave you your
I
fear,
was
I'm
bitten
guessing.
by a few, so yeah.
I have a theory, but I'll leave it for when this movie's over.
The cats are allowed at the table, though. Although, actually, I think that's
Scooby.
Behave.
worse because honestly, I think cats molt more than dogs do.
Yeah.
There you go. The dog will have to eat outside.
Aw, she looks like Valentine.
It's okay. Tara Strong has an idea. There you go. They'll eat in the van. All right, sounds like a good enough compromise.
Crawfish.
Yep. It's very difficult to actually cook. I tried once.
Crawfish are like shrimp, but tougher.
Yeah. You need
don't think I've
to
had them.
raise a specific temperature and maintain it, unless we go spoil, basically.
Oh,
Yeah,
Don't
the
eat
shell
the
is not really
shell.
that edible. Yeah.
No. Same with prawns and just anything like that. Scooby.
Yeah.
The only prawns I really eat are prawn crackers. They don't really count though, do they?
No.
wow! So many cats in one tree.
This is,
Ah,
I think we
and
found
there's a shit ton of
like,
them on the top of the van as well. What? Why are these cats so insistent on chasing on
We
terrorizing
just want to be
Scooby?
pet. don't you
ladies and
know?
gentlemen, we have found Shiroi's ideal holiday destination.
Actually,
Yeah.
Japan has a cat island.
Yeah.
Dwebs, it's interesting you say that, Dwebs. I'll have a follow-up on that later.
I didn't have a chance to go there though, because you actually have to like go there very early because you need to take a boat. So yeah.
Oh, Viz.
Oh well.
So, it could be oil, it could be a smuggling operation, could be the treasure.
So yeah, Fred is of course still being the skeptic, but Daphne is at this point is absolutely convinced, and she. So come on, Fred, be a bit more.
I love how both Velma and Fred were pretty much trading ideas. Still gonna try building up that resistance to peppers.
Either that or burning a hole in their throats.
And the star matches.
Cheater.
There we go.
Classic.
Well, it's time to do the next most logical thing after that.
Go jump in a lake.
Find, yeah, any body of water and there you go.
Ah.
I believe it's actually milk that helps the heat, though, isn't it? Not so much water.
Well,
It does.
you don't see any
It does.
milk around now, do you?
It does a bit.
These ghosts are just so rude. Like,
Oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
Maybe they're actually the ghosts of cats. I don't know.
there you go. Here are there you go. They are the titular zombies.
They don't call it Zombie Island for nothing. Let's see, go zombie pirates.
Being close to the Central America Caribbean culture and being tied to the pirate era of Louisiana is radicated also in voodoo and the zombie mythos.
So yeah, there's zombie pirates. There's
There's been plenty of episodes in the original show where the gang comes across the zombies, but they're always guys in masks.
Obviously.
yeah.
However, if this is all special effects that have been
crud.
doing to fool people, they're very good.
I mean, not only that, they got time frames from all of them. They got the Confederates, they got the pirates, even got some other time dates from the looks of things.
Whoever's behind all this.
Hello.
Oh crap!
Whoever's behind all this should be working in film.
I know, right? And it's the gardener again.
You cost me my job. I'm gonna kill you.
But you haven't been fired.
Yeah.
I have to resign in disgrace.
Remember, I thought you were gonna say dishonor.
All right.
Disgrace is a.
So
Yeah.
where could have Shaggy and Scooby have gone?
The haunting was just the beginning. Then there will be two Oh wait, no, sorry, we're not on. This isn't a documentary on Yander Bond's filmmaking career.
No matter where we go, the gardener is just always around.
That is a good
I don't
point.
remember that. I don't remember that lyric in the song. Shaggy, Scooby, where are you?
No, the split up is never a good idea.
Well, it's worked for them for God knows how long, somehow, so why
But usually they're in a confined building, not a wide forest.
Velma will stick with Bo because she wants to keep an eye on him. Oh,
Of course.
oh crap!
Hold on.
Jesus.
Oh,
Quicksand.
oh, never mind.
Yeah.
But that doesn't necessarily mean you're not a suspect still.
Now behave.
Yeah.
Ooh. The shrimps, yeah.
But you could have treated it different. You could have done that situation differently, though. It didn't look like you were gonna throw a rock at her.
Yeah.
I think you're behind us, Dwebs.
Nah, don't forget. I'm around the
Well,
same time frame as you guys.
Yeah, like well, this,
Oh, look at that. That's a little throwback. That's
Holy
a little.
shit! Oh shit, Daphne knows martial arts apparently.
That's
Of
a
course.
that's a cute little
Oh, here you
throwback.
go.
Yeah.
Here's the. Let's just say this is probably the big turning point of this movie of sorts.
Not just the movie, but the franchise as you know it.
Yes, this is this. Believe it or not, this is basically Scooby Doo history that's about to be made right here.
So let's see who the culprit is.
Let's see who the culprit is. All right, so is it Old Man Jenkins?
He's not in this episode.
Oh, never mind. Okay, Shiroi, time to guess. Is it the gardener? Is it the ferryman? All right, let's see.
You're gonna take all blurry footage.
Yeah, give it to Daphne. We don't want this to turn to Blair Witch.
Oh.
The gardener, it's the fisherman.
Holy crap!
Sweet dreams,
You killed-
kids.
But
Oh god, that is.
Fred's fear is that it must be animatronic.
That's a pretty good animatronic, then.
That is the greatest animatronic ever.
Yeah, I don't think even Stan Winston would be able to make something that realistic.
Seriously, I've seen animatronics from America. They do not look that good.
Hey, don't judge all our animatronics based off of Chuck E. Cheese. The Justice League ride actually has some pretty good ones.
Anyway, yes, ladies and gentlemen,
For the first time
for the
ever.
first time ever in the Scooby-Doo franchise, real zombies.
Took
You
them
just
long
dismembered a
enough.
dead guy, by the way. Like, just going out.
Don't worry, he put himself back together.
True. Ugh.
And now we get my favorite song in the movie. In a moment.
Possibly.
It's called "It's Terror Time Again."
Oh wait, hold on, we're not there yet.
I know. I'm just.
Yeah, it turns out you're in an abandoned theme park full of zombie animatronics. It was a weirdly themed theme park.
Well, what now?
Yeah.
They all look like dead tourists.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
a thing.
that's
Notice
what they
how
were.
some of the outfits are a bit more modern
Oh,
than
no,
others.
The evidence. No.
Oh shit.
Crap. Well, now we have no show.
You know, I think we can care less about the show and care more about salvaging
Surviving,
life.
Yes. And here's "It's Terror Time Again."
Boy, you know Scooby-Doo's getting serious when they bring on a freaking metal band for one of their terror songs.
Has there ever been a Scooby-Doo episode or movie that takes place at a disused theme park?
Yes.
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 At least
The
three.
climax of Cyber Chase also takes place there.
At this point, the gang has been. There's literally no place the gang
Oh,
has
snap.
never been in.
A snake. Oh, that was nice of him.
Yeah. Yeah, have a vine you can swing away from me from.
Yeah, they're sportive like that.
So yeah, Scooby-Doo history has been made.
Yeah.
I mean, with that, why not
So
just
now
give him a
what?
loaded gun and say,
So
shoot
yeah,
me,
this
okay?
does-
Remember, this is uncharted territory. What will our heroes do now that they're actually facing? There you go, a
A real threat.
So, animatronics, right?
Okay, you are the worst. You are the worst fisherman ever. I'm sorry. So yeah. Now what?
Like, let's see. Pretty much everything they've known for their lives is finally being put to test. And again, let me remind you, this is even crazier than the time when they met Batman and Robin.
And now, but it's not just the fact that the zombies are real. We're about to also get another breakthrough. Check this out.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you thought things got dark? Oh, we haven't gotten to the worst of it yet. The moral of the story is, be careful what you wish for.
Oh shit. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Voodoo magic in Scooby.
Yep.
Real voodoo magic. There you go. Those levitation scenes
Ow!
we saw from earlier, it was voodoo magic.
So Scooby-Doo
Huh.
kind of did bloodbending before bloodbending.
So yeah, now what the fuck do we do?
But this does raise the question, who the heck made these voodoo dolls?
And
Yes.
why?
And why?
Oh.
And of very specific people.
So yeah, as you can clearly tell, it's abundantly clear that the people who made this movie are not only fans of the show, but they genuinely wanted to create something that would play with fans' expectations.
Yeah.
They're just bats, guys.
In a way, this is kind of a callback to the first episode of season 2 of the original show, which actually did a pretty good subversion itself. I won't spoil how, because we'll eventually get to commentating on the show, but oh, this bit.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, they're just like upside down cats.
But they're not looking for ghoul friends, Shiroi. I mean, I know they were probably looked pretty back in their prime, but... Oh, wait, never mind. There's their hubbies.
Which still also begs the question: how do the people in the mansion manage to survive, considering all the zombies around?
Well, they
Well, I'm
did
guessing
advise
this-
to
I'm
stay
guess- well, I'm
indoors.
Well, yeah, that's true too. We were told to stay indoors, and we didn't listen. So we only got
Yeah.
ourselves to blame at this point.
Pretty much.
Oh shit!
Of course, the classic trapdoor in the stair.
Hey, Lena.
What are you doing here?
She's about to explain.
Hmm. Makes sense.
Oh, never mind. The zombies actually did manage to enter into the mansion. Well, shit.
Now nowhere is safe anymore.
Wait, hold on.
To be fair, Daphne, you were oogling the gardener.
Yeah,
True.
you hypocrite.
So yeah, who's behind all this?
Someone's gotta be.
The rich lady.
We'll see. Oh. Remember,
She's
Dwib-
already rich. What does she have to gain?
Remember, Dwibs, who's a character we haven't seen during all of this?
Well, there's actually two we haven't really seen during all this.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It's too late.
Return the slab. No.
Okay, we found an ancient altar.
Hmm.
Oh, hold on, listen.
Nice visual hint.
You know,
Oh. Lead verbi. Oh, hello.
It turns
Dun,
out
dun,
Selena
dun.
It turns out Catwoman was behind all this after all.
told you. I told you.
Okay. So yeah, they were the ones who made the voodoo dolls. But this begs the question, though: if they're the villains, why did they even bother bringing them here?
Yeah.
And for what purpose would they have gone to all this trouble?
I got it. I think I got the reason, guys.
What?
They were
Hmm.
faking being rich. They actually lost all their money,
Not
and
quite.
they're doing this to try and.
You're close, but not quite. What do you know?
All right, she's about to. We're about to learn their backstories.
Good job. This is a kids show. Otherwise, they'd have just used the voodoo dolls to break their necks.
Hold on, check this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sleepwalkers, the kid edition.
It's so bizarre. You can just sink.
Cats!
Sorry, my brother's singing country in the background again.
No
It's
worries,
perfect
Shiro.
time. So there you go, Shiroi, cat people.
Yes.
That's
Sweet.
why she hated dogs.
Of course, furries were behind that.
Okay, so basically, here's the basic gist.
Oh wait, hold
Shiroi.
on. There's still one more thing to come.
Oh yeah, this here. Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, the ferryman. Surely he can help
Are
us.
her does she actually own cats, or are they also secretly
Hold on, no, it's,
like cat
you'll,
people?
hold on, you'll see in a moment. You'll see in a moment. Oh jeez.
Oh.
Oh,
We're in Thundercats. Jim Cummings voicing an anthropomorphic cat. Never saw that before.
Basically, Shiroi, they were saying earlier that they need to suck out the life force of the people in order to preserve their immortality. How? Why? Here's the explanation. Backstory.
I thought you cats were evil.
apparently
Backstory.
it all
Hold on,
goes
Shiroi,
back
it gets
to
worse.
it all
gets
goes
worse.
back
Just-
to
just watch
Morgan
this.
Moonscar.
Yeah. Pay attention. This is important.
Yep, they're pilgrims of all
That's
things.
right. They were
A
pilgrims who
cat god.
worshipped a cat god.
The cats. Yeah.
Shiroi, you have found your religion.
Praise me.
Well, they were European.
Pass the catnip.
I don't have any catnip, but I've got plenty of milk.
There you go,
You
Dwebs.
actually shouldn't give cats milk.
But the pirates eventually came to the island.
There you go, Dwebs. It goes even further than a holiday destination. Shiroi just found her religion.
Cats should only have milk that comes from their mother.
Oh,
Let's-
come on, that's a waste of good food.
So
Let's.
yeah, Morgan Moonscar and his crew attacked the island
So basically, they chased them off.
and killed them. I'm not even kidding. They're about to kill them.
Not
There you
quite.
go.
See, here's the thing. They didn't kill them. The Gators did. But it was basically either stay behind or get killed by the pirates.
So
Yep.
yeah, Lena and Simone were the only ones who escaped. Oh, here we go. Check this out. Listen.
Oh,
Listen. Hold on.
this bit. They really are Batman villains when you get down to it.
More or less, yeah.
So
even
yeah,
more-
they
even-
they asked for their cat god for help to destroy the pirates,
And he granted
and,
them.
and they granted them. They turned them into cat creatures, and they destroyed the pirates with their new powers. Here's the
Unfortunately-
problem.
Yes,
Here's the
still
problem,
crawling.
though. Yeah, it's not that, Dibs. The problem is, doing that cursed them as well. Now they need to suck out people's life forces to remain alive, otherwise they'll die.
Not so much to remain alive. Let's just say you'll see what happens when they don't suck out people's life forces. It's
They
not
turn
pretty.
into actual cats.
You'll see. Basically, they were cursed with immortal life, and they weren't interested in killing themselves. So basically, over the years, they've been luring people to get them. So you may have noticed again. Oh, this bit. Turns out the monsters were the good guys trying to warn them.
Yes.
Remember how the
zombies-
zombie
the
actually
zombies
gave...
are actually all of their victims trying to warn the gang of the danger.
Remember-
The zombies are the good guys.
Remember how that zombie actually gave Shaggy a vine? He was legit just trying to help him, like you joked, Libs.
This movie is a trope subversion masterclass.
Not only that,
Seriously.
Not only that, but apparently being dead for so long, the pirates themselves even saw the errors of the ways, and they too try to warn people off. Oh,
Also, Jova,
I love
I
this
guess
bit.
How nice.
Also, Jova, they technically count more like Cheetah than a Batman villain, I guess.
That's well, true, but you know, in the animated series, there were a few people who prayed to the gods or whatnot, but I see your point. DC villains. And hey, like I said, it's the same woman who voices Selena Kyle, and there's an episode where Selena Kyle
Yeah, that's
does...
clearly some casting gag.
It's funny
this
because there's actually an episode where Selena does get mutated into a cat creature.
So yeah, the basic gist of it as well, that there's a time limit. They have to suck out the life force of their victims while the moonlight is in the midnight alignment.
They
In
don't
that
die if they
particular
don't suck out...
hourglass.
Oh wait, actually,
They
oh wait,
do.
oh wait, no, actually they do. Actually, Pedro's right, they do. But a bit on that later.
Oh shit, the voodoo dolls are near the fire. That's not good.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go. Check this out, Shuri.
Let's see the next stage of what happens when they don't get the life force in.
Kids, don't do furry. It's bad for you.
They're just enjoying cosplay. Leave them alone.
Yes.
So there you go, Shiroi. See, you can worship the cat god. However, you'll have to become easily killable. You'll have to become a cat creature that needs to suck out people's life force.
Also, the voodoo dolls are next
This
to
is
the...
this is how we used to do it. This doesn't apply anymore.
Also, the voodoo dolls are next to the fire. They are literally melting right now.
Well, but still, though, Shiroi. Question. Let's say, okay.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Nice
They're
one,
actually
Fred.
not trying to hurt them.
Oh no.
Thanks.
So, Shiroi, okay, here's the basic gist of it. Would you consider worshiping the cat god and becoming a cat creature? However, as a cost, you have to suck out people's life forces on a regular basis. Otherwise, you'll die. So, would you say it's a fair enough trade?
Sure, I could get rid of all the asshats.
That's
I mean, I'd be doing the world a favor. You
Sure,
could
I-
use this shit for good, you know.
Oh yeah, another thing. We talked over it, so I guess I better explain. They also asked, what about the ferryman? Basically, they needed a ferry driver opposite to bring the people to the island. And the old man, he wanted immortality, so they gave it to them. Basically, he himself also became a cat worshiper creature thing.
Join the club.
All for the sake of immortality.
The peppers.
But yet again, as fiction usually shows, being immortal sucks.
Oh, Shiroi.
Well, here's the thing, Shiroi. According to Simone, she's been doing this for 300 years, and so far, she seems to be enjoying it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Ooh.
Aha!
these women are very catty.
Yeah.
Well, no one else was gonna say it.
Shiro, your oil ponds are giving me pause.
There you go. We've made some voodoo dolls on the prompt too, so now we can control them as well. Alright, fortunately the life force suckage wasn't complete, so it got reversed.
Oops.
Break their necks.
Well, crap. They took away the voodoo doll, so now how do we get out of this one? Yeah, sure, fire.
I mean, we're still animals. We should be afraid of that.
Nope.
Oh.
Well, now, oh, crap.
About that. Time's up.
Expiration date.
Now let's see what happens if they don't get it in time.
Well,
You-
that's a
Should've
very graphic death.
Should have mentioned that in
How
the
was this movie rated?
G.
You.
G, for reasons that don't make any sense whatsoever.
You
This should
round
be- this should be a PG easily. But anyway, so Shiroi, now
They
that you've
melted
seen,
and disintegrated.
so Shiroi, now that you've seen the possible consequences of failure to suck up life force, do you still think this religion is a fair trade to you?
I mean, yeah.
I'll wait to spit.
Oh,
Again, there are plenty of terrible people to get rid of. It would be a very easy way of doing it.
Here's the thing, though. You kind of have to return evil, since eventually you'd run out of those bad people.
Nah.
she is
The
using Light
internet-
Yagami logic, Jovine. I respect that.
So yeah,
Oh, wait,
turns
just
out
a bit.
Bo, aka the
Was an
gardener, quote unquote,
undercover cop.
an undercover detective investigating the mysterious disappearances.
So, not for nothing, but some of those victims did leave behind some pretty cool stuff, and since they're moving on to the afterlife,
So yeah, all that he has been doing was trying to find evidence to prove what was going on here. Unfortunately, he could never do that, sadly.
Thank goodness Jacques brought the boat back so we can get out of here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So the undercover gardener is a detective.
Yep.
Yes. Makes me wonder, Jova, why the American government...
That explains why he was constantly trying to snoop in places. He was trying to find out evidence.
Makes me wonder, Jova, why did the American government ever try to bonify the swamps of Louisiana?
Not entirely, for many reasons.
Okay.
Again, again, it feels like they played their biggest possible card too early, because where do you even go from here?
To be fair, later Scooby-Doo movies kind of do run with the darker tone as well from time to time. And then they kind of sort of do go back to the usual, it's a guy in a suit, but let's just say they managed to make them more epic in a sense.
The movie that you mentioned before, Jova, the one with the witch, also is a good example.
Oh yeah, I love that movie. In fact, that movie introduces the Hex Girls, one of the most popular Scooby-Doo characters ever.
Seriously, those peppers are going to make you very unwell.
Yes.
He finally got the catfish!
He got the catfish, and it escaped.
To be fair, you just lost your concentration
you
there.
don't know the Mifus. Usually you're supposed to free yourself of the catfish.
Mm-hmm.
Finally!
No, wait, Scooby's not on the boat yet.
Oh
no.
Oh god, hitchhikers!
God damn it, you fucking cats.
Sore losers.
Alright, stick around because there's an after credit scene. There you go. So that was cool, and we get to hear Terror Time again.
So that was the first Scooby-Doo movie of many to come.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island.
I
find it interesting.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is back when Tara Strong was going by Tara Sharandel.
Sharondoff.
It's weird, but what can I say? Anyway, yeah, Shira, you start.
Well.
Yeah. Is that a Halloween pick or what?
I've seen my future.
Oh my.
And it looks great.
What, the movie or your future? Because you do know your future's gonna eventually include disintegrating into a skeleton, right?
Well, remember, there's always terrible people in the world, and there always will be terrible people. So I'll never be out of a job. It'll be great.
All right. To quote Venom Shiroi, okay, here's how it's gonna go. We only go after the bad people. The good people, you don't eat those.
Yes.
I won't eat the good people.
All right then. Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
Anyway,
Yes.
continue.
No, this was a lot of fun.
No, go ahead.
No, this was just a lot of fun, really. Again, it's hard to talk about because there wasn't really anything bad about it for me. Like, pacing, dialogue, humor, just everything was great for this, honestly.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about the Scooby-Doo movies in general is their pacing. The animated ones.
Well, again, they're quite short, so yeah, they seem to be one of the better franchises when it comes to giving a good time for the story to actually play out. So, it's not too short, it's not too long either. So, but yeah, I can't really think of much to say. Really, this was awesome.
Coolio. Dwebs, you're the other newcomer to the movie. What do you think of the movie?
It was alright.
Not a big fan?
Really?
Oh, well.
Well, then again, mostly when I was growing up with cartoons, it was mostly through Disney ones.
Oh, you're not as big on the Warner Brothers train. Okay, Dwibs.
Yeah, like I'll be honest, I only ever heard of Animaniacs when the nostalgia critic was talking about it.
Okay, Dwibs, I think Scooby-Doo and the Witch's Ghost may be more your speed then.
Yeah, I believe so.
I mean-
when I say Disney cartoons, I mean stuff like Recess and.
Yeah. Let me put it like this: Scooby-Doo on
Hold
Zombie
on.
Island. Oh, of course. The
Here's
after credits scene.
Oh, never mind.
No.
So let's see about Scooby's character arc with the cats. Ah, how nice.
Yeah, of course we couldn't end the movie without that. So
Basically, Dibs,
Alright.
to put it like this, Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island was the start of the movie formula. Scooby-Doo on The Witch's Ghost was what I consider the refinement of the formula.
So you made friends with the cat.
Uh-huh.
Right.
It's better for his health, honestly.
Yeah.
Yes.
all right.
Anyway.
Tail.
Yes. I really enjoyed this movie. It's again, it has been stated, it's a change to the formula. Many things to come. I can see both Pedro and Java's point. This movie feels a lot like potential last episode, like something that concludes the timeline. But at the same time, it may also considered a starting point for many things to come, which eventually happened in the Mr. Incorporated and other dubious series like Shaggy and Scoob Got a Clue, but
That series.
yeah. But yeah, still a great solid start. A company also, like I said, also me and Jova, the Witches movie. Less said about the cyber chase, the better, but we'll eventually get to that too. So stay tuned. But in case of this movie, like I also mentioned during the commentary, everything is perfectly studied. The lighting, the way the color are distributed, the music used, the things treated, even the casting gag, pretty much. So, so yeah, really, really appreciate it. I may not be the biggest Scooby-Doo fan. When it came to Hanna-Barbera, I was more into a weird. Well, it's a long story, but basically, I was really into this very relatively obscure cartoon called Dink the Dinosaur. So,
That was one of the
there's that.
Scooby-Doo ripoffs.
My
Yeah.
favorites were always the ones with Dick Dastardly and Muttley.
Oh,
yeah,
wacky
either
races.
or Stop the
And-
Pigeon.
And it's called actually it's Dastardly and Muttley and their flying machines. But yeah, it's
Sorry.
mostly common among the fans that stop the pigeon because of the song.
But yeah, really, really appreciating this movie. Next.
Actually, I have both series on DVD completely. But go ahead. All right, go ahead, Jova.
Yeah, I really enjoy this movie. It's not my favorite Scooby-Doo movie, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I mean, it's fun, the music is good, as per usual, and it's a nice evolution of the Scooby-Doo formula. Nowadays, Scooby-Doo mixes things up by sometimes having the monsters be real and sometimes having them be elaborate schemes, which I'll admit get a lot of good effort considering how they gotta be movie-length worthy. But I appreciate Zombie Island for not only saving the franchise from definitely puttering out, but also being a nice bout of revitalization. And what may have seemed like the ultimate end to some eventually became what was considered a new beginning in a lot of avenues. Like Sherry said, there's not really much wrong with this movie. I mean, it's a Scooby-Doo plot. Like, at this point, you didn't expect much from a Scooby-Doo plot, yet they pull it off pretty well. Like, the subversion is good, the mystery is legit, and the plot twists are earned. So, yeah, it's a good movie, and one that manages to be scary. I'll kid you not, this movie gave me nightmares as a kid. And quite deservedly so. Even as an adult, it can freak you out. Not just from, the usual scares, but also some of the tension that they actually legit
The
build up.
subversion as well, yeah.
Yeah, that as well. So, well done, makers of Scooby-Doo and Sandman, and I look forward to your work in other Scooby-Doo movies just as good. And that leaves Pedro.
For me, it's just the fact that I grew up watching the original show because it aired on Cartoon Network a lot. And yeah, like I saw this movie when it aired on Cartoon Network, and I never really saw any of the other ones at the time because, well, I don't remember them airing on Cartoon Network, at least not over here. So yeah, and I really like this one. but like considering my experience with Scooby Doo basically amounts to just the original show and this movie. This movie kind of always felt like a personal finale to me. Like after seeing the entire original show and then having this movie, it kind of felt like I guess I kind of felt satisfied. This movie also always kind of felt like at the end of an era to me of sorts. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure there's plenty of other new stuff in Scooby that's good. It's just that I don't know. To me, this just felt like this was
The perfect conclusion.
for me. Like this to me, like at the end of this, I felt satisfied. Like after this, it just felt like okay, we've pretty much when it comes to the original show, this is basically everything that can be done. So at this point, we can just do new stuff, I guess.
I'm so glad
but-
that they didn't end it here because we wouldn't have gotten the Hex Girls that they had.
Well, for me, it's just like this. I really appreciate the incredibly apparent thought and effort that the filmmakers poured into this. The animation is great from the same team that's animated the Batman animated series, and you can tell. The writer and director clearly are fans of the source material in general, and they did a great job in playing with the fans' expectations by intentionally going out of their way to basically subvert every trope that the show is known for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for example, this is a story where the zombies aren't good guys. What a twist!
I know,
But anyway.
right? And a good twist.
So yeah, I still have a lot of appreciation. You can tell that a lot of effort went into this one. I can't speak for everything that came after this, but well, I guess after this, it's all uncharted territory for me.
Oh
'Cause,
boy, you're in for quite some treats then.
No, it's because again, I saw the original show as a little kid. Then by the time 1996 came around, this movie aired on Cartoon Network. So by that point, I felt like okay. And remember, the other movies didn't air on Cartoon Network, at least not for me. And remember, Europe never got VHS and DVD releases of these things. So obviously,
Dang.
I had I didn't even have any proper way of watching them at the time. Now I do, but by the time they did get pirated on the internet, I already kind of moved on. So, so for me, this was kind of the end, like, and it kind of felt right to me. So yeah, like regardless of where the franchise goes from here, if it did end here, I think it would be ended on a great high note.
Yeah.
So there's that. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens from here.
Wow,
Yeah.
when you get down to it, guys, this may be our actual legit scariest Halloween pick so far this year.
That's sad.
Well, okay. To be fair, this movie does earn it, but yeah.
Allen is scarier than the woman in black.
Yeah.
Just
So-
think about that.
Well, I'm sure our next pick will be scary as all heck because it's gonna be Never-Ending Story. What the fuck?
That's because
All
Pedro gets
Hold
scared
on,
easily.
Pedro, I'll all in due time. For now, see you for whatever Scooby-Doo thing we'll do next.
Almost,
See ya,
you're
everybody.
right. I almost did.
Yeah.
See ya.